Hey, nerds. We understand you. Drop those controllers. Lose the wizard hat. And ready your Cheetos. It's time for some hard-hitting talk about the movies, books, and games you love. So get ready, oh searcher of useless knowledge. It's time to step into the Geek Cave. Now, broadcasting from a top secret and totally awesome hidden base, I'm Ken Harris, and here's Darren Wright, Justin White, and Chad Savage.
Of all the podcasts and all the towns and all the world, she just had to download Geek Cave Podcast Movies. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Chad, reminding you that a story that would cross King Midas and King Oedipus would be pure motherfucking gold.
We're done. Cut. We need not go further.
We just did the best podcast ever made. We're done here. Take that, McElroys. We win. Time of death, 35 seconds.
You were saying, Chad.
Why bother? What's going to top that, apparently? I've got nothing. Nothing I have is funnier than that.
All downhill from here.
Well, we're the Geek Cave Podcast. This is the movie segment. We're happy that you're here. I've got nothing else to say about stuff until after Justin talks.
Okay. Center. Be professional.
Spotlight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfunkel and Oates.
Pilot Party! Pilot Party!
Pilot Party!
Really? We got them.
Yeah. Welcome to Pilot Party, where I review an entire TV series based only on the first episode. And why only the first episode? Because Pokemon Leaf Green just came out and I gotta catch them all.
That's fair.
That's fair.
We're still just caught up in the intro.
Yes. So this month I'm looking at the 2025 Animal Control on Netflix. Frank Shaw is a very opinionated, eccentric animal control officer. He may not have gone to college, but he is certainly the most well-read person in the room. And he's also a former cop who tried to expose corruption in his department, but in his efforts got him fired, which probably explains why he's so cynical and curmudgeonly. He, throughout the entire show, describes himself as a lone wolf.
Okay.
Insert howling in the office, which causes the animals in the cages to start howling.
You set off a howl.
Yeah. And he gets tethered with a new rookie. Fred Shred Taylor.
Is this gentleman a skateboarder?
He's a snowboarder.
Okay.
He was in the Olympics and got fourth.
Hey. Fourth in the world's not bad.
Fourth in the world's not bad, yeah. But Frank is not happy. He likes being his lone wolf and doing things his own way. And so there's a bit of tension there. And Frank even tells him straight up, listen, I don't like having people around. In fact, with the way things work around here, by the time they find your replacement, I will have 6 months of lone wolf time under my belt. Oh. There's also Amit and Victoria, two other animal control workers. Victoria is single and loves her single life. She goes out to clubs. She does what she wants when she wants. Emmett, while happily married, has 3 kids and is, if he's not at work, he is at home. He never gets any quiet time. In fact, when in the office, his son, his youngest son, calls him and is having trouble going to the bathroom, so he has to sing the potty song on the phone, which he has done so many times that everybody else in the office knows the song and sings along with him.
Okay, well, at least they don't mock him.
At least they don't mock him, no. But Victoria feels lonely and is considering getting a dog, to which Amit goes, "No, your life is perfect. Do you know what I would give for 3 minutes of alone time? This thing is gonna be so needy. You're never gonna get to do what you want." Cut back to Frank and Fred. The first call that they go on to together, there's some sort of critter in a house's attic. Frank goes off to get coffee while Shred goes to investigate. It's in the attic. He peers up. It's a ferret. It attacks. He falls off the ladder, crushing the homeowner underneath him. Not crushing, but falls on him. The ferret runs down and runs under a little ottoman in the living room. Shred tries to catch it. It escapes, runs straight into the lit fireplace.
Oh, no.
Huh.
And after a beat, runs back out on fire, sets the ottoman on fire, sets the couch on fire. And it's at this point, they grab the fire extinguisher, puts it out, and Frank shows up with the coffee.
Okay. All right. I'm with you.
Is the ferret okay?
No.
I didn't think
Well,
so.
they didn't say.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like it's okay.
Right. It's at this point we meet this group of animal controllers' boss, Emily. She is very sweet and very gullible and doesn't really know how to be in charge, which is how they got the best panini press in the city for their office. And so she decides, okay, I need to keep these people from suing. I'm going to make them muffins. And she does. And she goes over there and she's like, you know what? Everybody in my office has some sort of allergy, so they're as friendly as you can get. Except for sesame seeds, which one of the homeowners is allergic to.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How bad?
Well, he has enough for wherewithal. The wife says, okay, I'm going to get the EpiPen. And he says, call 911 now, and then falls over.
Okay.
Frank and Shred go on a call to a sort of illegal ostrich farm. It's not up to date on its paperwork. Because the neighbors have been complaining. And Frank sticks a piece of beef jerky in Shred's back pocket, and the ostriches start chasing him up a tree. And he has to disrobe before the ostriches will leave him alone. This is kind of the final tipping point with Shred, and he wants out. He's going to transfer to a different animal control division somewhere else in the city, which is perfect for Frank because lone wolf time.
Oh.
Amit and Victoria go to... there's a death, and the owner's dog has refused to leave their site, so animal control's called. Victoria takes Charlie the dog in, and eventually shows up at Amit's house going, I just can't. And asks the kids point blank, do you want a dog? And lets the dog in, and then also hands Amit her potted plant and goes, I can't take care of this either. Bye. There's also a subplot involving Dr. Summers, the veterinarian, who is the resident, quote, hottie that Frank has been putting in multiple hours of overtime at vaccination clinics and whatnot to get in with her because he's got dibs.
Charming.
Charming, yes. Frank is a very charming guy. And Shred is like, no, I've got a girlfriend. I'm good. By the end of the episode, Frank sits down in his apartment and he's having a glass of wine and he's flipping on, and they're showing a rerun of the Olympics that Shred was in. And Shred is like the happiest guy in the world, no matter what. And even losing in the Olympics, he's like, man, you can't faze this guy. So the next morning he goes to pick up Shred, and Shred's like, I knew you'd be back. I knew you couldn't stay away from me. And the episode just kind of ends from there. It's charming. It's very well written. I forget what was the name of the main actor in Community.
Give me a second.
Because it's the same guy who's in this, and
Joel McHale.
Yes, Joel McHale. Yes, I just blanked on his name, and I forgot to write it down. He's the star. He's the only recognizable face that I could see, but that doesn't diminish everybody else's talents. It's a very funny show, very well written. And now for my predictions. Shred continues to break down Frank's emotional walls while secretly falling for Emily, the boss, because she's his type. She's clumsy and nerdy and cute and whatever. But he's a good guy, and even when his girlfriend breaks up with him, he doesn't make a play for Emily because she's the boss. You know, he's got boundaries, and he knows not to cross them. Emmett continues to yearn for peace and quiet, even going so far as to leave animal control for a job testing sensory deprivation tanks. He realizes he can't stand the silence and goes back to his old job, has more kids with his wife, and adopts more animals. Victoria is happy with her life. As for Frank, he continues to be a lone wolf. Literally, he's a wolf dressed as a human. Turns out Dr. Summers is the descendant of Red Riding Hood, and Frank is from the same pack as the Bad Wolf. In the series finale, he reveals himself and spends the entire episode hunting down and killing everyone, except for Charlie the dog, because he's a good boy.
Wow, that took a turn.
I give it 9 espresso machines from Milan out of 10.
Oh, well, thank you, Justin.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I want to put a little bit of nostalgia bait on my hook. Let my line out. Take some time to remind, reminisce, dramatize, possibly, from our past. We'll see if anything's biting today. Do you guys remember when the Partnership for a Drug-Free America invaded our Saturday mornings?
Yes.
Boy, do I.
Not just cartoon all-stars to the rescue.
No, I remember that. Steal it. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to talk about just a little bit is, what are those anti-drug commercials that really, that really just stick in your mind? Because I don't think I will ever get Paul Rubens as Pee Wee Herman holding up there like, this is crack.
Yeah.
Out of my head.
Yeah.
Or the second best live action Mario, Captain Lou Albano, telling us that those who do drugs go to hell.
Yeah.
Before they die.
Yeah. Holy shit, Mario. Holy shit, Captain Lou. No, I don't remember the woman involved, but I do remember the, this is your brain on drugs, and there were 2 versions of that commercial. One was just like an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was an egg being fried, and then one was an egg being crushed by the angry woman who then went Hulkamania on the rest of the
kitchen. And this is what happens to your family
and your life.
That was a remake because the first one was a guy just saying, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Right, yeah.
And then the other one was a teenage girl talking about a different kind of drug.
And she went freaking ham all over. But and this is not necessarily the same group, but it also makes me think of this, I don't remember the exact context, but this kid has been caught with like cigarettes, I think. And his dad is like losing his shit. Like,
where'd you learn to do this?
You! I learned it by watching you.
That's the one that sticks in my head because to this day, my father will look at me sometimes and go, how did you get so weird? You! I learned it from watching you.
Yeah.
At least once a year, I reference that.
And we get where these people are coming from.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're not mocking you.
No.
We are having a lot of fun about these, though.
Yeah.
We, the 3 of us who are in our 40s, lived through it, to my knowledge, did not do drugs.
Nope.
Well, not then.
Not then. At the time, did not do drugs. And so we can look back on these commercials nostalgically and make fun of them as,
You
what
could argue that they worked.
Yes, you could.
So I got 2 more. All right.
Yes.
So one of them was the Michael Jordan one. Michael Jordan, who was, 2 into his 3,
Yeah.
whatever.
Stop it. Get some help. Yeah.
If you're doing drugs, stop it.
Get some help.
Get some help.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, if only I had millions of dollars available to me to be able to get the support I need to stop the drugs that I don't need to be doing.
Chad, just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Have you just tried not doing the drugs?
Have you tried
just
not being a druggie?
not being sick?
Yeah.
You know?
The other one, it was one of those long commercials. You know, sometimes on Saturday they'd have like those 2-minute long commercials.
Just a straight up PSA.
And it was the one where there's a kid in school and another older kid comes up and is like, hey, you want some grass, some Mary Jane, you know, marijuana? And it's like, and then all of a sudden it freezes and it backs off and it's like a kindergarten class watching this commercial on TV, and suddenly the Ninja Turtles show up. Is like, what should he do? And all those little kids like, you should say no, kind of thing. And they cut back to the original thing. Is like, I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey. And then it walks off.
I tell you what,
I don't remember this one.
I do remember it, and I guarantee if I had said that to someone, any kind of bully, I would have had my ass beat immediately.
You would have had the marijuana shoved into you. So here's the thing.
Like a turkey stuffing.
You know, here's the thing. And this is my last bit of fun about all this.
Yeah.
Is that I was way more prepared for people to be offering me drugs than has ever happened in my life.
Never once was I ever walking home from school and someone came up and like, hey, you want some drugs? No, that shit's expensive. Of course they're not saying that.
Or trying to pressure me into drugs. It's like the things that I thought I would have to deal with based on the education that I received. And I had a good education. Was people thinking that I needed to take drugs and I better be pressured into it. The prevalence of quicksand any time I would go into the woods, and how often I would personally catch on fire and needed to know to stop, drop, and roll.
Between that and getting into a stranger's van because they have a puppy, never happened.
Puppy, candy, whatever. You know.
Hey, you want one of them new N64 games?
Shit, yeah, I want one. Wait. Which game?
I got some GoldenEye.
I already have it.
So I find it nostalgic, you know,
Yeah.
every now and again, because every now and again I will see one of these, you know, either there'll be a playlist on YouTube that's just like, hey, forgotten commercials, or the Nostalgia Critic has done.
Now he's doing international ones now, but yeah, he did a lot of those specials too.
Done those kind of things. And I just, you tried so hard to save me from something that wasn't actually going to be in my world.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to be presented.
Now, to be fair, where we grew up, as opposed to like growing up in like inner city or something like that, vastly different experience. Maybe that happened. It never happened to us, though.
That's true.
Well, and they would have been better suited doing the say no to booze.
Yeah, because I got offered booze so much.
I mean, that was the thing that was like, and I want to say that Jim Gaffigan had a whole bit about this. Is like, oh, you don't drink? Why? You know, it's one of those things where you have to justify not drinking, where anything else is, oh, you don't eat mayonnaise? Why? Nobody does that. You know, so Partnership for Drug-Free America, if you're still around, lean into the alcohol part, because that's way easier to get.
Technically a drug.
You know? So, all right. We got some trailers to talk about here. Not many, but we will dive into the last one a bit more. So, did you know they're making another scary movie? And I don't mean like a horror movie. I mean they're making,
Number 7.
in the series, Scary Movie. I don't know if it'll be funny, but it does look like it's keeping the most in line with the original Scary Movie, which was the best one.
I did like that one a lot.
So that's nice. And I kind of...
There's a little bit of you.
There's that bit of me that's like, I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it. Hokum. So I like Adam Scott. He was in The Office. He was in Parks and Rec. Yeah. He was in the Terror at 20,000 Feet or whatever of the Jordan Peele Twilight Zone airplane, something on the wing. Mm-hmm. I like him. His part in this review is not in question. He looks like he's doing a good job. That being said, you remember the old days of the internet?
Yes.
You know, when you'd have the video trying to lull you in with like a slow drive in the country.
Oh, yeah.
So that then there could be the screamy, scary face.
Yep.
That's this.
Okay.
That's what's going on here.
So I'm not seeing this.
You know, there's some really good camera work, like really good camera work that's going on in it. But it seems like we're just getting a more explicitly demonic version of The Shining by the time it's all said and done. And I didn't need the trailer trying to yell at me and show me scary-faced jump scare stuff. Be better, you know. Power ballad. Nick Jonas steals a song from Paul Rudd and drama ensues. I'm sure there's some good ideas floating around in this. They look like some good ideas were floating around in the back of the trailer, but they haven't given me quite enough of this relationship for me to be invested in the breakup. Right?
Yeah.
Desert Warrior. That's desert, not dessert.
Dang.
Desert Warrior, a good cast, makes it a little bit more likely that I'll watch it on television, but I probably won't see it in the theaters. A runaway princess finds a legendary bandit and convinces him to unite various peoples to fight against the emperor. Based on a historical battle, so there's there's that fictionalized, based on a true story stuff mixed with some mythology that looks interesting, and I like watching Ben Kingsley work, so
Yeah.
why not? The multi-ethnic cast makes it a wait and see, which is better than a no thank you.
Yes.
So, and the last one, this one just released, I think, yesterday for our recording, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And like with many of the Spider-Man properties, I want to be more excited about it than I am. It looks great.
It does.
It looks like we're finally going to get a Peter Parker movie as opposed to a Iron Boy,
Yeah.
you know,
Tony Stark Jr.,
thing.
yeah.
The International Man of Mystery, you know, Night Monkey.
Right.
the Spider-Man pointing at each other meme. Like this time
Although that one was good.
That one, yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it wasn't. What I'm saying is that none of these movies has really dealt well with Peter Parker being by himself as Spider-Man and having to keep that secret.
Right.
And really doing a good job. And so I look forward to the inclusion of John Barenthal's Punisher. I look forward to seeing, you know, the montage of bad guys, because it looked like there are quite a few of them that
Yeah.
man, I hope they don't all get their 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, the Scorpion stuff looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I am looking forward to Scorpion, but yeah, I don't think Boomerang or Tarantula is going to be around for a lot of that movie.
I doubt we'll get the Hulk, which is kind of sad, because that would be, according to the comics, the one who remembers Peter
Right.
after the whole forget Peter stuff. But such is life. But you guys also, I assume, saw the trailer.
Yes.
Yes.
What did you think?
You go first.
I agree with everything Chad said. I'm looking forward to a quote unquote solo Peter adventure. He's not going to have Ned. He's not going to have Mary Jane. They're there, obviously, but they
Well,
don't know.
Mary Jane's not there. MJ is not Mary Jane.
You
She's
know,
yeah.
right. I'm sorry, MJ.
Different character entirely.
Different character entirely. Yes, semantics. MJ.
This is the one where he meets Mary Jane.
That I'd be okay with that.
But what I mean is they're there in the movie, obviously, because they're in the trailer, but they don't know who Peter is, and they certainly don't know that he's Spider-Man. So it's one of those things where Peter truly is on his own. I am looking forward to that, just to see how this Peter Parker navigates that, because he's not going to have Stark, he's not going to have Aunt May, he's not going to have anybody. The suit looks phenomenal. We got more of a shot of it than we did at the end.
Fabric suit.
Yeah, that we did at the end of the last Spider-Man movie.
And the camera shot inside the mask.
Great.
Chef's kiss.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very reminiscent of Iron Man, though. You know, and that's fine.
There's going to be stuff like that, but it really highlighted kind of the loneliness of being Spider-Man in that moment.
Right. There's no tech. There's no AI assistant. It's just him in the suit. And I'm looking forward to a lot of the fight scenes because I think it's going to be, and the interaction that he had with Frank Castle, the Punisher, was brilliant.
Yeah.
Go home, Frank.
I think that one thing that has kept Tom Holland's Spider-Man from truly being great is that I know that Uncle Ben's been done to death, right? No pun intended. But it wasn't until halfway through No Way Home that he get that moment of responsibility with, spoilers, Aunt May's death. Because we never saw the moment with Ben, and then he was leaning on Tony. He was leaning on Stark technology, and then he tried leaning on Doctor Strange for basically that first trilogy was about getting out of responsibility and then learning, no, I have to take it. And as a Spider-Man fan for as long as I can remember, that part always didn't sit quite well with me. I love the films, but it was one of those, it's not quite right. This looks right. At least as far as a Spider-Man film goes. We do know that it looks like they're going to adapt either the Man-Spider storyline or the other storyline, or maybe a combination. Punisher was present in the Man-Spider one,
I, for one, want to see Tom Holland with forearms.
Yeah, and we might see that because, he wakes up shirtless, covered in webbing, hanging on the side of a building in a cocoon in the trailer. And
apparently with biological webbing.
Apparently. I mean, we don't see... They play the sound effect, and his fall stops.
Well, because they also show him waking up without anything on his wrists.
Yeah. So that's got to be it. There also is talk about... There's probably some digital jittery pokery going on because the Hand, a group of ninjas that are primarily associated with Daredevil, are in the film. And it's just like the trailer to No Way Home, where... It looks like Spider-Man's jumping towards all these bad guys by himself. Of course, the final shot in No Way Home was 2 other Spider-Men were there in that scene. This is probably going to be, there's someone else there. Punisher's not an aerial fighter. He's not going to be jumping towards the Hand. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is probably not showing up. Because otherwise, Hulk would take care of the Hand, no problem. I'm betting on Daredevil.
That would be cool.
There's also the question of who is Sadie Sink playing. She is this mystery character. Keith David, we think, is in the movie, but he's not credited on IMDb, but that sure sounds like his voice.
Yeah.
And it could change by the time this episode goes live. It's the law of the Geek Cave. It probably will. My theory for Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and I'll stick by that until the movie comes out. I'm excited for Brand New Day for sure, though. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm glad for you, and I look forward to seeing it in theaters, possibly with you.
All right.
So, did you say that you had a review for me, Justin?
I have a small review.
I'll take it.
So, renowned actor Tim Curry.
Right.
Last year, released his autobiography, Vagabond. It's very good. It's very well written. It not only talks about his personal life growing up and his relationships with his family, but some behind-the-scenes stuff of some of his more iconic roles, such as, Rocky Horror, his role in Legend, Clue, It, and just stuff like that. Plus, I was like, I knew he had done some stage work, but he is a very prevalent stage actor in his day before his stroke. And it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, there's a lot going on here that I didn't know. So I highly recommend it if you are a fan of a lot of those movies that he's been in. It's well worth your time.
I look forward to reading it. So the only other thing I watched besides my random movie was I watched Code 3. So Code 3 was on Hulu, Hulu. A movie starring Rainn Wilson. A movie follows a paramedic team on their 24-hour shift.
I think I've seen clips of this.
Okay.
I've seen clips
so
of this too, yeah.
Wilson plays a 17-year veteran of the EMS on his last shift in a position that generally lasts 5 to 7 years or 3 to 7 years, something like a very short time. And over the day, he wrestles with the impact he's had in the world, the intricacies of interacting with doctors and nurses and patients, and his student ride-along that is full of questions, but is new and picks the exact wrong times to ask them every time. The movie does a good job, I think, of portraying some of the realities of being a paramedic, the good, the darkly funny, the bad, the heartbreaking, and there's definitely a little bit of all of those things. Wilson is excellent as this burnt out paramedic who's also the narrator that will occasionally like get up and talk to the camera. Like he breaks the fourth wall in it a few times. I'm going to call it an uplifting drama. This is one of the, it's not terribly exciting, and it's certainly not going to be for everyone, but it's well thought out, well directed, well acted. And at the end of it, I had some thoughts that I hadn't had before about how the American healthcare system treats the people who work within it, not just the people who need to avail themselves of the services. And because there's a quote unquote villain, you know, he's not really a villain, but he's portrayed as an antagonist here. And he's got a moment in there where you're like, oh wow, yeah, this guy has a reason to be salty. He's still being an ass, but he's got a good reason for being salty about it, kind of thing. It's worthwhile. I would recommend it. I gave it an A-, which it might even be better than that, but it's not going to be something you want to watch all the time.
Fair.
So,
All right.
so that being that, I think we're about ready for. Yes, sir.
Yeah, one more thing.
And now it is time for Darren's Trivial Trivia.
All right. Y'all know Die Hard.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, best Christmas movie.
So, Die Hard, did you know, is based on the book Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. That's not the trivia. It was a sequel to The Detective,
Okay.
which had been turned
That was
into a movie
Sinatra movie.
in 1968. Now, did you know that because of the contract language from that film, Sinatra had to be first in line for the lead
I did know this.
in any sequels? He turned down the role in Die Hard because he was 73 at the time.
I did
Wow.
know this, yes.
What might have been?
Wow.
Now I have a gun.
Doobie
Doobie-doo.
Come down, we'll have some laughs.
By the way, you went John Wayne more than... Come on down.
Come on down.
I'll have some fun.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Make fists with your toes.
Yeah, sorry, no offense to either the Sinatra family or the Wayne family. Just
Right.
Indians. Go ahead.
Truly, he was the Son of God.
We're going searching. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So, time for the random movie review. Kent.
Oh, the lights are down low. The popcorn is hot. The drinks are cold. Settle in for the cinematic universe of Chad's Random Movie Review.
Next month, by the roll of the dice, I get to review The Magic of Belle Isle. This month, I watched Leo from 2023, the cartoon, not the terribly, depressing-looking live-action thing. An animated musical from Happy Madison Productions starts off with a bunch of kids starting school with a whole bunch of excitement and or dread. We meet the mostly forgettable stereotypes that the kids fill, and the teacher, and most importantly, the class pets, Squirtle and Leo, because they're named by their classes.
Okay.
All
right.
So Squirtle for...
They can get away with that.
Yep.
Okay.
And Leo for Leonardo. Voiced by Bill Burr and Adam Sandler. Yeah.
All right, I already know what I'm getting here, so I'm just going to sit back.
At Parents' Night, one of the parents talks about how Leo, Adam Sandler's character, is looking old, which causes Leo to flash back repeatedly as he tries to figure out how old he is. Because apparently he's been the class pet for a while. And one of the gags they set up is that they just stay in the same room. And so we get this whoosh to the various decades with the same kid sitting at the desk but with different clothes or hairstyle. as it goes back until we get back to 1949 when Leo was first made class pet. And with an expected lifespan of 75 years, boy howdy, he's starting to knock on the door of that, which makes him a little depressed and realizes he's got so much that he wants to do, even though he spends most of his time sleeping and being a class pet for a 5th grade. So he plans to escape and do some of those things on his bucket list that he's always wished he'd done. You know, woo a lady, you know, eat wild bugs, you know, instead of the ones that are just fed to him, etc. and so forth. This is helped because the class teacher has to leave for maternity, you know, and the class is going to have a substitute who is glorious, by the way. This substitute teacher, her intro scene might very well be worth the price of admission. You know, one of those character models is like short and squat and just perpetual deep frown, like throws big, gigantic books on the desks and like, we're going to learn real things. Is put away those toys, the Chromebooks. And so absolutely wonderful there. And she insists that the pets will need to go to a kid's home each weekend to be taken care of. She's not going to come in and feed the things. So this leads to a lot of different scenes of Leo getting to leave the classroom, plan his escape from each house, inadvertently revealing that he can talk to all of the different kids, lie to them all that they're somehow special and only they can hear him. I'm sure that won't backfire. Equally inadvertently, he ends up becoming the class therapist for each of their particular problems because he's got 75 years of life and wisdom that he is able to impart based on how many years he's watched 5th grade. So eventually, of course, his special friend lie does backfire when Bill Burr's Squirtle, the turtle, gets jealous of all the attention Leo gets and decides to live stream his ability to talk to the whole rest of the class. And so the class gets angry. They reject Leo. This leads to Leo unwittingly connecting with the substitute who's been just miserable this whole time and mean and vicious, etc., and convinces her to making a more concerted effort because the reason she's so mean and angry is because she had a great teacher and wanted to become one and was never able to be the same good teacher. It didn't come effortlessly to her. She does put a little bit more effort in. The kids, do well. And the teacher decides that she's going to take credit for all of Leo's successes. So she drives him out to the Everglades, which is where he wanted to go. That's his bucket list, and drops him there to live out his dreams. But really just to keep anyone from finding out that a lizard was the more impactful teacher in the life of the kids than she was. La-di-da, things happen. The kids stage a rescue while on a field trip, and eventually everything goes back mostly to normal because it's that kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Adam Sandler's doing his old man voice that he was famous for on Saturday Night Live, the kind that at any moment you expect, he's going to suddenly go shibbity-boo kind of thing. It grew on me. It took about 25 minutes, but it grew on me. As the movie, I had a pretty good time watching it. It's not terribly original, but the ideas are well executed. So if you got Netflix, it's a pretty good use of your time, and it's family friendly. It's not super energetic. And I'm sure some of the music is going to make you wonder if this whole thing is a fourth wall break. I'm going to give that a pass, though, because I didn't want to watch this. I didn't want to watch it at all. I was not in a good mood when it came time to watch this. I was not in the frame of mind to watch Adam Sandler shenanigans. I didn't want this, and I liked it. I still liked it. It won me over. It had to pass 2 charisma checks to get to that point with disadvantage. So, like I say, it's not terribly original. It's not terribly exciting, but it is well done. It's got enough goofy things and funny things in it to make it worth it. And the kids, it's something that's safe for the whole family to be able to watch. So be like me.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
With no other business, check out news and reviews that are not on the podcast on the website, geekcavepodcast.com, where you can also click the link for our Extra Life campaign, which is coming up here in a few months. Join the Discord for fun conversations. Tell your friends where to find us on pretty much anywhere that you can find podcasts. Check out our other offerings, including You Want Me to Watch What in Week 3. Then head over to the YouTube channel for some more offerings there. For Kent Harris, our Johnny Carson. For Darren Wright, our David Letterman. For Justin White, our Conan O'Brien. I'm Chad Savage, the Stephen Colbert, the next to fall. Thanks for listening, and remember, everyone is a geek for something.